So I think the half the problem is I'm dealing with people who are basically newbies, and they've got into the hobby when it's basically it's all internet bizzo, and you know, they've come into it when everything's all this peat and perlite bizzo, which was never any. It's just like come out of nowhere. There seems to be no article on it. No one's explaining why they're using it, and you can see all these plants growing in it. They've got something to them, but they're just not growing big. You know what I mean? They've got a particular look to them, but none of them actually going to the next stage where they get really big, and massive, and multiply and all that sort of thing. It's sort of like, I don't know. It's almost like they've been given half the story. Now the commercial places have probably got the whole story. Unless you got the whole story, you won't get to the next stage or something like that. I don't know whether it's a case of no one has read a CP book in their life, or no one can actually get access to the old books because everything's gone digital and everything's online and it's all these new books. So you know, tracking down and getting hold of the original Bible, Adrian Slack's Cultivars Plants Volume 1, and maybe even Volume 2 if you get there. I mean, I'm kicking myself I didn't get a Volume 2 at the time, but you know, I'm probably going to have to eventually buy a really, really expensive one from Dingley Home and Garden or whatever, or maybe Colin, once I crack this or something, Colin will just give me a copy and sign it himself or something, saying well done, you got us over the line, sort of thing. I don't know, but I'd say that's pretty good going. Cyanified a sign in 3 days. That's just amazing. Yeah, and that's the bad stuff, apparently. I mean, this is the good this is, well, the better stuff. Anyway, I put them in opposite order. So we got formulation 1 there, formulation 2 there, formulation 2 there, formulation 1 there. So if there's any difference in the sunlight, they both get, and same again here, they get, you know, each one gets the same, you know, sunlight at the front or sunlight at the back. The formulations gets the same thing, so we negate that difference, or we can work out if there is a problem with sunlight. If the funnels at the front are getting too hot or something like that, we can work that out from the results we get back from the data coming back. But there you go, fellas, that's about all I can do. We just have to sit and wait, and I'll go back and look at my photographs of roughly when the cyanified, I noticed the cyanified. I said I basically thinking, oh well, that's a theory that's not going to, I thought, you know, and suddenly bang, it goes off, and I think, oh, and of course since then it just gets washed out and it grows back, gets washed out and grows back, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's pretty amazing. You know, in past things you get things that get washed out and that's it, they get washed out, but this thing, it's got this like positive cycle, positive feedback cycle. It just, you know, keeps going, and of course if you can keep it in a pot without it getting washed out, it'll just accumulate, I assume, and you know, your nitrogen levels are going to build up, and so the plants are going to get fatter and fatter and fatter until eventually they have to do something. They either have to divide, put up a flower stalk, or both, or something. I mean, that's what's been the dream all along. Is basically you're trying to get to a stage where you almost get like tissue exponential growth or tissue culture in a pot out in the open without and this one's starting to do something like that. If you can see down there, there's something going on with the leaf bases. It's either opening out or something. Can you see that? Either the bases are opening up and they're fattening up, I don't know, but something's happening there. So these were later than the purpurines, and the purpurines are starting to do stuff. So well, that's a good sign. I've got some grass growing on there, so it can't be that toxic. Yeah, one of the largest plant families in the world, the Gramineaceae or Poaceae, depending on which name you use. And I get some interesting coloration on some of these leaves, so whether that's just the cold, they're almost going black almost. So, you know, we've got the hope of a blue flytrap, but we might end up with a black one. Yeah, yeah, dead one, Richard. Okay, over and out for now. I think I've done my dash for today for that. But we'll keep an eye on that, and well, if that's gone in 3 days, so I'll be looking for cyan in one of those in about 3 days' time as well. But then again, we have put straws on them now, and that's the difference. But we'll have to keep that in the back of our mind, and you note it down as we do on the thing that happened without straws, but is it even quicker with straws, or do the straws delay because the cyanifier has to get in through the straws, I assume. But then again, it could already be in there because it's in the air, you know, because with this sort of time of year. Anyway, over and out, and we'll see how we go. Should have some interesting screenshots anyway. Over and out.